Honestly, man, we're at the point to where we really don't know what a jamming ass album is no more.
Ooh.
You got a lot of people who like Killer Mike album.
See there?
But then you got people who heard it and say, yeah, it was cool, but it's not jamming to them.
And who are those ignorant people?
No. See, you got to think. See, I like it.
Uh-huh.
And I heard some nice, cool records on that.
Yeah.
But you got people who still like bright singles. See, people are still caught up into the single world like, I ain't really heard nothing that just stick out to be that big record. That's why when he won the Grammys, they was comparing him to, it was like, well, how the hell he win over Drake and 21 Savage when they had songs on the radio just killing the charts, and other rappers who had songs out. And that's why a lot of people don't understand the Grammys are really about a group of people listening. Because when I voted twice. I did it twice. And you sit in a room and go through people's album and see what you get from it. So even though Mike's album wasn't, all on the radio and didn't have no singles in rotation, no big video or nothing like that, you got some people who scratch their head and wonder how. Just like when Billie Eilish won the Grammys. Mm-hmm. I forgot who she was competing with, but everybody thought that person was supposed to win. I think Beyonce was going up against Billie Eilish. Yeah. To where the people who wasn't familiar with Billie Eilish was like, what the fuck is Billie Eilish? But once I did, and I was one of them. Yeah. But when I did my research, I was like, oh, she been kicking ass. I just haven't been on those stations.
But see, I just haven't
tuned into that genre to know that this girl really been making that kind of noise. So it's really, it's just, I don't know, you got that's a lot of people who like, his new album.
With Mike album, he still had that song with CeeLo and Corey Mo, that Down by the Law. That could have been one that could have went to radio. Exactly.
But no, he couldn't. He didn't never make a clean version of it. Did
he would have needed to make a clean version of it. But I think that would have went. But then I'm saying that to say,
but see, that's done something too. Now I'm gonna tell you now.
Talk to me.
Now, if I was over Killer Mike's project, or I definitely would have made him do a clean album. Do a clean album even exist?
I don't know.
Yeah, because certain songs, it's kind of like when you hear it and actually fall in love with it the way that you're hearing it, what a clean version would really sound like. My brothers.
He would have had to go back in there and
he would have
re-record
said my killers. Well, he couldn't say my killers or my brothers. See, everybody ain't ready to do that. So that's why, and so like I said, I love Mike album. The Mike album was shout out to my dog, Michael Renner. Hopefully I get on the next one. Yeah. And but it's like for the people who are used to hearing stuff in rotation that's more in their face, not having to go find an album. Because a lot of people didn't really choose to listen to the album until they saw that he was nominated. It was like, damn, I need to go listen to that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, see, my thing is when it comes to radio and everything else, that's more of a programming situation. So, I mean, just because it's programmed don't make it better.
No, that don't make it better, but you got to think but to a consumer.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the problem right there, because the consumer don't know no better. They figure that whatever's being programmed must be the best.
But it's a thing. So which one you think? See, when I say the consumer, you got to think about the age group too, right?
That's right.
So in a club, 18 to 35 years old. Yeah. What you think will make the crowd move? That Killer Mike with CeeLo, or 21, won't you do something for me? Which one you think will really make people move?
I agree with that, but Cass never made club albums.
No, they never made club albums, but
club records.
They got played though. They didn't aim, but they got played.
But Rosa Parks in the club wasn't getting the party started.
No, get up and get out and get something.
That wasn't getting the party started.
It wasn't getting the party started, but it got in rotation. It's a lot of Outkast records that still get in rotation to this day in a club scene or a party scene. It's a lot of them.
Playing a Cass record in the club because they ain't got a club song other than 85 with Youngblood.
Bruh, no, Outkast have been played, bruh. DJs play Outkast records in party scenes.
Maybe Bombs Over Baghdad.
No, bro, that's too fast.
Then what else you gonna
No,
play in the
man.
club?
Shit, Players Ball got played.
That was kind of slow.
But it was in a club. It was getting played. And what I'm saying is, it matters when consumers who are used to going by the program and what pops up before you walk into the doctor's office, when you come back out, like you say, it's programming. But at the same time, it's songs that I done heard that's been in programming, where I'd be like, you know, I don't care. I hear that shit 5 times a day. I even know the words, but that still ain't my favorite song.
Yeah.
And you may not even get played in the club. But from Mike not having like any songs in rotation on the radio, that make the average consumer wonder like, what the fuck is Killer Mike? Where'd that come from? How he get nominated? I never heard that before. And that's what most consumers, most of us industry people understand the underlying part of how he got nominated and how great of an album. But you still got a whole cluster of consumers who are used to the program.
Okay, answer me this. Because now I think Mike did have a few singles that were clean that he did videos for. And I think he had some clean records on there. What does that say about the music industry in Atlanta and across the globe when an album that got no radio play wins Grammys? Mm-hmm. What is going on here? What is where's the disconnect at to where this man can go and get a Grammy with no radio play? That kind of sheds the light on something.
And it does shed light. And who released that album? What
think
label?
It was damn near independent.
It was basically near independent, right?
Yeah.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, he may be setting the bar to a certain degree. Because that's something that I was wondering too. Like, I felt like, damn, when first of all, when he was nominated, my first thing was like, damn, what label's he signed to? Mm-hmm. You know, like, shit. And the man walked away with what, 3 of them?
3 of them. It's a sweep.
That was a sweep.
Come on.
And that said a lot. So, like I said, you got some people like, man, you know, how? And once again, consumers. You have consumers now who go back and look at the numbers and they'll say, well, damn, Drake and 21 sold this much. How could Killer Mike sold this amount? How could he win? And it's so many ways that you try to gauge who should be or nominated, or who should be winning, or who albums should be considered as a hit album or a jamming ass album. Yeah. And like I say, for the first level of people, of the consumers, yes, it's either got to be in rotation or something. Like I say, that first level consumer, when he was nominated or when he won, they was like, how that happened?
How do you feel like Killer sweeping the Grammys affected hip hop moving forward?
It affected in a beautiful way. I think now is one thing I could tell you that that album winning those 3 Grammys and my brother coming home with those and bringing them home, which I could say, and I could surely say he deserved them. Yeah. Basically, the speech that didn't get aired, like, hey, you ain't too old, yeah. I still feel that certain cats who ain't established, you know, stop that shit. But at the same time, let you know that, hey, man, you could do this shit without... Oh, come on, man, stop, man.
You ain't right, too. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Because, you know, I think Charleston White had said that shit one time, and everybody was like, man, you shit. I was like, man, it's some cats where it's like, if just trying to... You know, you got cats who might have been in prison or whatever, and they might be 35 and be like, man, I was rapping in jail, man, give me a chance, whoop. 35 is pushing it, but if you're over 40 and nobody has heard you, you never released anything previous or haven't been in a group or anything, that's a hell of a steep hill, man. You have to really have a jamming ass record for people to really, for this shit to take off or do in hip hop. But in R&B and Southern Soul, shit, it don't matter what age you are.
But what do you think that did for the OGs that previously had careers that thought it was over?
Let them know that you could release your shit independent if you get the right marketing and you get the right budget. You know, you ain't got to wrap up Vans no more. Yeah, you can you got this.
Come on,
this right here is the answer nowadays. That's why even every artist or producer or anybody who aspiring to do anything. It ain't just based on music. Like if you want to advertise any of your businesses or let the world know that you're great at whatever skill it is, whether it's repairing cars, you might be the dopest little young painter out here who wicked and giving these crazy bowling ball paint jobs.
Yeah.
Man, you could get on this motherfucker here and just get the content.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, the whole city wants to come get their car. You charging $10,000 a car. But so what I'm saying, it's way bigger than music. So this is that marketing tool that he ain't really got to spend no money except on maybe a good camera and some edits.
Exactly.
That still ain't no more than $3,000.
No, I'm with you.
You know, depending on who's charging or who's doing it, or you can learn that yourself. Or you can get the crack version of whatever program nowadays. So all this shit is free. Like FL is free. You know, cats getting that for free. So it's like so now, because the main thing was the first level of people saying that, once again, not hating on anybody. My whole thing is you really have to have something special, depending on how far or how successful you really trying to be in the music game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say now you don't have to worry about a label saying, hey, we don't want to sign nobody because that ain't no good investment. You know, you close to 40 or whatnot. It take 5 years for your shit to really catch in certain climates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now you don't have to worry about a label turning you down because you're over 30 years old.
Yeah.
You can release your shit straight out your room, get it mixed and mastered good. Of course, get it sounding good. You know, you can record it at home, but get it mixed and mastered by some professionals so it can, hit like the rest of the shit that's out here. So I think, and once again, you got to do your marketing and you got to get on this social media. You can't be too cool. And you got to be ready to pull up at the, the coalition type joints and, get with the DJs, build your relationship. So